Oh, God, please work miracles for your children. Hi, loves. Welcome to Real Talk with Jen. I'm Jen. Hope you guys are doing well and in good spirits. I have a story time video for y'all today, and I was like, man, there was a time in life that I wasn't such a raging bitch. The other day, my daughter was running around the house. I've been a mom now 4 years tops. My son just turned 4 and my daughter just turned 1. And I still feel weird saying that I have a son and a daughter, because in my real life, in my own head, I'm like, how do I have children and how am I somebody's mom? So I was in the kitchen cleaning up or whatever. My daughter was walking around, getting into the way that she does. And she opens up this drawer, goes into my stuff, and pulls out like my old, like this old kind of tattered bag that I have. This leather bag that I've had for a million years. I've had it for so long. And so when she pulled it out, I was like, I haven't seen this in a while. It just made me think. I'm like, oh, let me go into it. I kind of in my mind was like, okay, I think this is like old stuff from when I was a kid, but I wasn't sure. So I went into it, and sure enough, it was like old diaries, letters to myself. It was like assignments, photos like you used to take in the 3rd grade and stuff, and you're all like standing next to each other, and you know, everybody's name is at the bottom and your teacher's name and all that. So it was this very like reminiscent of a different time. I was like, man, do you remember when we used to just be happy and just like not worry about anything? Think about the time when things were so simple and you were so just ignorant, quite frankly, and just happy. So of course, as you get older, life is gonna change and it's gonna become more stressful, but it just really made me think of like my kids, like, wow, I pray and I hope that we can all get back to that point at some point. And I think we need to work at happiness. Like, it's not something that's easy to come by these days, particularly in the Lord's year of 2020. It's a lot going on, and even if you're not personally going through anything, which is great, obviously, it's so many other people going through so much that you almost feel like guilty for feeling happy and being okay. It's like this feeling where you're like, I'm okay, but it's a lot of people out here struggling, and I don't even feel right being okay right now. I don't know, I was in my feelings. I probably was drinking. Anyway, it made me want to talk to y'all about it. So I sent a few photos of these letters that I wrote to myself in, like, I want to say this was like the 3rd grade, guys. I sent a couple photos of it to my mom and my sister, and I wanted to read them to you. So here's one that I wrote about my family. There are 4 people in my family, but we don't live together. My dad lives in Baltimore and my mom lives in, we live in instead of Baltimore because my mom didn't have a good job. Now my mom works in a hospital and she likes that job. My sister is 10 years old and is in the 6th grade. My dad works in prison. He is a corrections officer, and that's how my family is. How sweet is that, guys? Like, we change, guys. We change. It's time for us to find our happy place, guys, because life doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier, and I feel like our parents did not prepare us. At a certain point, you're just like, man, so this is how it's gonna go. This is how it's gonna go. Okay. But also, it's like, kids, you don't want to hear that. And also, you don't want to tell your kids that because you already know how hard it is, and you don't want to horrify them of what is to come. So here was another letter that I wrote to myself. Apparently I was in the 5th grade. It says, me the star. One time my father was chopping meat with a very sharp knife. He made a mistake and put his hand where the knife was. He cut his pinky finger. A whole lot of blood came out. Blood was all over the place. But my sister and I were able to help him. I was getting the patches while my sister was cleaning up, but now my dad's finger is okay. Guys, how How sweet was I? I'm still kind of sweet, but I'm also kind of a bitch. Here's another one. It says, when I'm 30 something. Fun fact, I'm 30 something. When I finish school, I will work, get some money, then buy an apartment. Then I'll get married and buy a house with my husband. Then adopt a child maybe. Then my husband and I will take care of the kids. So sweet. For the record, kids were not always in my purview. I was okay with the idea of having kids, but kids are hard. Fun fact. A lot of people romanticize motherhood. Motherhood, it is no joke. It is not to be played with. It is hard. There are a lot of hardcore moms out there that try to shame other moms for just existing. And really truly, when you have a child, especially when you've never had a child before, your only goal is to keep the child alive and fed. That is your only goal. Seriously, don't get it twisted, and do not listen to anybody else that says anything different. It is not true. They are lying. I was never the type of girl that dreamed of a wedding and dreamed of children and things, but hence my 50-year-old self saying that I would just adopt kids and be done with it. And I said maybe. Okay. But here I am, 2 kids later. I have no regrets. I love my kids to death. I'm thankful for where I am. I'm thankful for my family, the little family I've created for myself, but also we need to get back to the point where we're somewhat excited about life. And that was when we were kids and we didn't know shit. And it's hard to kind of revert your brain to that at this juncture in life, especially in the Lord's year of 2020. It's not impossible, and even if it's baby steps, I'm gonna try to take baby steps of just changing the way I think about things, because I'm not unhappy, but it's a lot to not be happy about. And so focusing less on that and focusing more on gratefulness and thinking back to that optimistic kid that I used to be, because essentially my daughter is the reason that I even found this stuff. It was always here, but life. I didn't care. Another thing that I think we should do is look at old stuff. One day I challenged my coworkers to look through their phone. We were literally on our morning call, and I was guys, I went through my phone the other day. I found stuff from literally almost 10 years ago. I thought it was gonna be an easy sweep, easy clean. I was swiping and swiping and swiping. Just old pictures, old people I used to know, people that have passed away. But it also brought me to a real place of gratefulness, because I thought to myself, look at the person I used to be and look at the person I am now. And so I told them guys, just take a second today when you need a break, look through your phone. I started to see everybody kind of looking through their phone, seeing how far back it can go and such. And it's it makes a difference just to think about the person you were versus the person you become. And it might not be in your phone, it might be in your Instagram, it might be in your Facebook, but I think that's a good exercise for grown folks to take. I'm challenging you all to go back into your past, find some old letters that you used to write when you were younger, look at those and be man, I'm almost here. This is what I wanted when I was in the 5th grade. For my letter, I think I got everything except for the house, y'all. I need a house. And I had a little picture of a house that I ain't show y'all, but I'm gonna get there, and it's fine. We need to continue to pump each other up, and more importantly than that, you need to pump yourself up, because people are not here to save you. Not every day. Sometimes. You have come a long way. Give yourself some credit. You. And there's so much more to be done and do, and you can do that as well. It feels like 2020 was a wash. It was not. We learned lessons about ourselves, friends, in so many different ways, and some of them were heart-wrenching, but it's not in vain. It's hard out here, y'all. You should always know that it's not just you going through something or feeling some type of way, which is one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel. This is almost cathartic for me. It's almost like an excuse to talk to my cousins, my friends, my sisters, my mom and my dad. We all go through so much of the same shit, but we don't talk about it. And why? Nobody is out here perfect. And if you play like you are, I want to see in the comments the things that you wanted when you were a kid or younger, or even 5 years ago, that you're still working toward or you've already accomplished. I want to know all the things, because it is not too late to be great. Okay, put it on a shirt. All right, loves, we'll talk later.